We all have goals, right?
Yeah.
Things we want to achieve.
Yeah.
Challenges we want to conquer.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it feels like, we need to like tap into some hidden reserve of strength and resilience to make those things happen. And it's kind of like summoning an inner warrior.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're diving into today.
It's interesting you frame it that way.
Okay.
Because the idea of an inner warrior isn't just some like modern self-help invention.
Okay.
It's a concept that's been explored for centuries.
Wow.
Woven into philosophies and cultures around the world.
I see.
Think of like the samurai code.
Okay.
The stories of Viking berserkers.
Right.
Even tales of King Arthur's knights.
Yeah.
There's this timeless fascination with this idea of inner strength and courage.
Yeah. That's a really cool connection.
Yeah.
It makes you realize that this desire to overcome obstacles,
Right.
to push ourselves beyond our limits, is something that's deeply ingrained in us.
Absolutely.
For this deep dive, you shared a YouTube video with me called Unleash Your Inner Warrior, Achieve Purpose and Success.
That's right.
It seems like everyone's talking about purpose these days.
It does.
So I'm curious to see what this particular video has to say about it.
Well, the video starts by laying out this core message of aligning your actions with your values, awakening that inner strength, and overcoming obstacles to achieve your ambitions.
Okay.
And while those might sound like pretty standard self-improvement themes, the video does a good job of weaving in examples from history.
Oh, like who?
They talk about figures like Joan of Arc,
Okay.
leading armies despite facing incredible opposition,
Wow.
and Mahatma Gandhi,
Right.
who used nonviolent resistance to challenge an empire.
Mm-hmm.
These stories, which many of us are already familiar with, suddenly become examples of resilience and purpose in action.
I can see how that would make it more relatable than just talking about abstract concepts.
Yeah.
The video also spends a good chunk of time on the psychological benefits of having a purpose.
Right.
Arguing that it gives you direction, boosts your self-esteem, and even contributes to better mental health. But I'm always a bit skeptical of those claims.
Yeah.
Is there any real science behind this?
Yeah.
Or is it just feel-good motivation?
It's not just feel-good fluff.
Okay.
Researchers at the University of California, Berkeley, have actually studied this.
Okay.
They found that individuals with a strong sense of purpose in life had lower levels of the stress hormone cortisol.
Interesting.
That means they were better at managing stress.
Right.
Which, as we know, has a huge impact on overall well-being.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty convincing.
Yeah.
It's not just about achieving goals. It's about how that pursuit affects us internally.
Exactly.
Now, the video really stresses the importance of self-awareness as a key to unlocking this inner warrior. But what does that actually look like?
Yeah.
Is it just about knowing your strengths and weaknesses?
Self-awareness is definitely about understanding your strengths and weaknesses.
Okay.
But it goes deeper than that.
Okay.
The video talks about practices like mindfulness and reflection, which can help you tune in to your true desires.
Okay.
And identify your core values.
So it's like taking the time to really understand what makes you tick.
Exactly.
What motivates you, what makes you...
That's right.
Yeah, what makes you doubt yourself?
Well,
what sets you off? Once you understand those patterns, you can start to work with them.
Absolutely.
This is how you begin to tap into that inner strength and resilience.
That makes sense.
You need to know your inner landscape before you can navigate it effectively.
Yeah.
And speaking of navigating, the video doesn't shy away from the fact that there will be challenges along the way.
Of course.
It even says, each obstacle you conquer builds confidence and fortitude. But honestly, sometimes setbacks feel anything but beneficial.
Right.
How can we actually reframe those experiences in a positive light?
Well, it's helpful to think about the concept of anti-fragility.
Okay.
Imagine a system that doesn't just withstand stress, but actually becomes stronger because of it.
Okay.
Think about your muscles. You lift weights.
Yeah.
You create tiny tears in the muscle fibers. And then they rebuild stronger than before.
So it's like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Right.
But on a deeper level.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Think about a time you faced a major challenge in your own life.
Yeah.
It might have felt awful in the moment, but looking back, you probably learned valuable lessons.
Right.
Developed new skills.
Yeah.
And maybe even discovered a hidden strength you didn't know you had.
I can think of a few of those moments.
Yeah.
You come out the other side feeling like you can handle anything. So the video is basically saying that those challenges, those obstacles, they're not roadblocks.
Right.
They're actually part of the training process for your inner warrior.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like those video games where you have to face increasingly difficult levels to level up your character.
Okay.
The setbacks are actually what make you stronger and more capable in the long run.
Okay.
The key is to view them as opportunities for growth.
Right.
Rather than as defeats.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've established the challenges are good, actually.
Yeah.
But even with the right mindset,
right,
building up that inner warrior strength, sounds like it takes work.
It does.
The video throws out a ton of tactics, like vision boards, studying successful people, physical fitness, mentors, positive mindset.
Absolutely.
And so on.
Yeah.
It's a bit overwhelming, to be honest.
Sure.
Where do you even start?
You're right. The video does cover a lot of ground. But I think the key takeaway is that it's about finding what works for you and committing to consistent effort.
Right.
It's not a one-time fix.
Okay.
It's about building habits that support your growth.
So it's more about the journey than reaching some specific destination.
Exactly.
Okay.
And while the video touches on various tactics, one thing that resonated with me was the emphasis on finding mentors or role models. Having someone who's already walked the path you're on, who can offer guidance and encouragement, can be incredibly valuable.
Yeah, I can see how that would be helpful.
Yeah.
It's like having a personal guide through the challenges of building your inner warrior.
Absolutely.
Speaking of support,
the
video also talks about the importance of community.
Yes.
Saying the importance of community cannot be overstated. Why is that such a crucial part of this?
Well, think about it this way.
Okay.
We're social creatures by nature.
Right.
We thrive in connection. And when you're on this journey of personal growth, of cultivating your inner warrior, having a supportive community around you makes all the difference.
So it's not just about individual effort. It's about recognizing that we need others to help us along the way.
Exactly. Okay. It's about accountability. Shared inspiration.
Okay.
And knowing that you're not alone in this journey. Think about those moments when you're feeling discouraged or doubting yourself. Having a community of people who believe in you. Who can offer encouragement and remind you of your strengths. That can be incredibly powerful.
Yeah, it's like that saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Exactly.
So we've got this idea of building up this inner warrior, facing challenges, developing resilience, and surrounding ourselves with a supportive community. But so far, we've mostly been talking about it in terms of individual growth. What about applying this concept to something bigger than ourselves?
That's a fascinating question.
Go.
The video focuses primarily on achieving individual goals. But what if we expanded that idea? What if we considered the concept of a collective inner warrior?
What do you mean by that?
Well, think about the challenges our world is facing right now.
Okay.
Like climate change, social injustice, political polarization. These are huge, complex issues that can feel overwhelming to tackle as individuals.
I definitely feel that way sometimes. It's like, what can one person really do to make a difference?
But what if we tapped into that collective inner warrior?
Okay.
What if we pooled our strengths, our resilience, our courage, and directed it toward creating positive change in the world?
It's like taking all that individual power and amplifying it by working together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine a movement of people all committed to using their inner warrior strengths to fight for a cause they believe in. To make the world a better place.
Wow, that's a powerful idea.
It is.
It's like shifting from me to we in the best possible way.
Absolutely.
So how do we actually put this into practice?
Yeah.
What does a collective inner warrior look like in action?
It can take many forms.
Okay.
It could be volunteering your time for a cause you're passionate about. Speaking out against injustice. Supporting organizations working for positive change. Or simply being a more compassionate and empathetic member of your community.
So it's about taking those qualities we've been talking about, like resilience, courage, and determination, and applying them to something larger than ourselves.
Precisely.
Okay.
And remember, it doesn't have to be some grand sweeping gesture.
Right.
Even small actions taken consistently and with intention can contribute to a wave of positive change.
This is giving me a lot to think about.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in the individual aspect of personal growth, but this idea of a collective inner warrior, it's like a whole new level of purpose.
And I think it's something that many people, especially those drawn to the idea of self-improvement, would resonate with deeply. After all, if you're working on cultivating your own inner strength and resilience, why not use that for something greater than yourself?
It's like taking that journey of self-discovery and expanding it to include the world around us.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that our personal growth is not separate from the well-being of our communities and the world at large.
Yeah.
We can use our individual strengths to create positive change collectively.
This idea of a collective inner warrior has really shifted my perspective. It's like all those personal development tools and techniques, they're not just for individual success anymore. They're for something much bigger.
It's a beautiful way to reframe the whole idea of personal growth.
Yeah.
It's not just about improving ourselves.
Yeah, right.
It's about contributing to a better world.
And it makes you realize that all the work we do on ourselves, building resilience, facing challenges, it's not just for us.
That's right.
It's also preparing us to be more effective agents of change in the world.
Absolutely.
The stronger and more resilient we are as individuals, the better equipped we are to contribute to something larger than ourselves.
Right.
This deep dive has given me so much to think about.
I bet.
It's almost like that video we discussed, Unleash Your Inner Warrior. It was just the first step.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about taking that inner warrior and channeling it outwards.
Right.
Towards creating positive change.
And I think that's a powerful message for everyone listening. It's not just about achieving personal success.
Right.
It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of our journeys.
Yeah.
And using our strengths to make a difference in the world.
Sure. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's one key takeaway you hope listeners will walk away with?
I think the most important thing to remember is that everyone has an inner warrior.
Okay.
It's not some special quality reserved for a select few.
Right.
It's a choice, a commitment to cultivating those qualities of strength, resilience, and purpose.
And to use those qualities, not just for our own benefit, but for the benefit of others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that we all have something unique to offer.
Okay.
And that even small actions taken with intention and a spirit of collaboration can have a ripple effect far beyond what we might imagine.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we're all in this together.
Yeah.
And that by tapping into our collective inner warrior, we can create a more just compassionate and sustainable world.
Well said.
To all our listeners out there.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Absolutely.
We hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
I hope so.
Keep exploring, keep growing, and keep unleashing your inner warrior for good.
Wonderful.